welcome to Jurassic Room. Hey guys, and welcome to Jurassic Room, and today we got some really cool news, or actually this will be released in the future, I believe tomorrow, but anyway, we got some really cool news from Legendary that King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra have been confirmed for Godzilla 2. They have not really shown too much enthusiasm towards the leaked name of Godzilla King of Monsters. Although that's such a cool name, I really hope they stick with that name, but, you know, as of right now, it's still basically Godzilla 2 at this point. Even though from what it sounds like it's going to be a full battle royale between the kaiju monsters. And the official plot synopsis reads like this, and I'll read it for you really quick. The new story follows the heroic effects of the cryptozoological agency Monarch, as its members face off against the battery of god-sized monsters, including the mighty Godzilla, who collides with Mothra, Rodan, and his ultimate nemesis, the three-headed King Ghidorah. I say Ghidorah because, you know, in all the original Godzilla movies, you know, we used to say Ghidorah. Ghidorah kind of sounds cooler, but I always hear them pronounce it Ghidorah, so King Ghidorah. When these ancient superspecies to be mere... Oh, sorry. When these ancient superspecies turn out to be more than mere myth, rise again, they all fight for supremacy, leaving humanity's mere existence hanging in the balance. So, as the official synopsis for the movie. Now, this kind of worries me to a point. As much as I want to see a bunch of monsters in a movie, it's got to be done right. I mean, you can't have, like, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 kind of thing going on. You know. I mean, these are very iconic monsters and big monsters, and it worries me how you're going to be able to get these specific monsters to, you know, have their own time to shine. But, now I've been thinking about it, I watched the original Mothra and Rodan actually recently, so I've been kind of thinking of how it could work out, and frankly, the synopsis actually sounds very similar to an old video I did, one of the movie chats, of my story pitch for Godzilla 2, where Monarch now does not really work so much for the government, but works more for just the world in general, trying to study these kaiju and monsters, and trying to put that information out to the world, so we know more, because of the growing outcry for information from the public, after the incidences of the Muto attacks and Godzilla rising from the ocean. And the fact that basically they find Godzilla, and they follow him, they study him more, and, you know, he just tussles with different monsters in the movie. That was my pitch. Now, one of the theories I could have for the movie is maybe, why are all these monsters coming up now? What if the Mutos, okay, say when all these species went underground, because the world just could not feed them at the moment. The nuclear energy couldn't feed them. And all these animals, these super species, went underground. Like Godzilla went to the deepest oceans. The Mutos were hidden in eggs. What if something happened like when the Mutos hatched, it triggers a whole sort of predator-prey kind of mentality for all these different animals. You know, the Mutos coming up, Godzilla goes and kills the Mutos and, you know, feeds on them. This could maybe trigger how Rodan comes into existence, because in the movies, you know, he's basically two Rodans which hatch, and I think the other one has a different name, but anyway, they hatch because, you know, these bugs are around them, and they start feeding on the bugs, these mutated bugs that are killing people. What if after the Mutos came out, you know, and died, Rodan hatches because the Mutos becoming existent again triggers this, and all these different super predators just come back to life. Like Rodan comes alive and starts flying around looking for possibly nuclear radiated creatures to feed on. Possibly you can introduce the bugs, or maybe Mothra is existent, you know, in an egg, and Rodan, searching for prey, actually encounters Mothra, and this could be one of the biggest battles in the movie, is Mothra and Rodan. And, you know, something with King Ghidorah, or Ghidorah. Now, one of the things which I also want to explain on how to introduce King Ghidorah, which I think I'm going to try and introduce right now, is how could they introduce King Ghidorah? Could he be just hidden on Earth somewhere. Frankly, I would have preferred if he was like the alpha predator of his time, even over Godzilla. You know, before everything went kablooey and Godzilla went to deepest oceans, King Ghidorah was actually, you know, king. And maybe, you know, like in the original movies, maybe he's more of a cosmic monster that can actually survive in space. You know, in sensing the creatures on Earth coming back into existence, you know, after all this time. Maybe he returns from space. And that's, you know, maybe Godzilla is triggered in this mentality and goes against Mothra and Rodan, who are, you know, in this predator-prey mentality. And Mothra could be on that island. I forget the name of the island in the original Mothra movie, but maybe Mothra is, you know... And you could build the mythology of how Mothra was like the, you know, the protector of the island, and Mothra hatches, you know, Rodan hatches in the movie, and... you know, you can even introduce 2 Rodans, because, you know, the species mentality of, you know, what you want to introduce, because there's 2 in the original movie, and you could really do that in this movie. You know, just more species is what I'm trying to say. You know, that go up against Mothra, and she's holding her own, and Godzilla, sensing more prey, in a sense, you know, like the Mutos, comes up out of the ocean, starts fighting Rodan and Mothra. Maybe after all this, King Ghidorah comes into play, and just starts trying to take, you know, feed on Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan, and maybe, you know, just have, you know, just a full-way kaiju battle royale between King Ghidorah, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. But that's just, like, a pitch of mine, because, frankly, don't forget, we also got King Kong versus Godzilla, and frankly, I was thinking that maybe they were going to introduce new monsters for Godzilla 2, or bring back old ones, you know, because I would really like, in the future, if they do work up to it, I think Destroya would be, like, the big bad at the end of the series, you know, of the Monsterverse. You know, like, what, Godzilla fights off Destroya? That would be so cool. But, you know, in Mothra and Rodan, and maybe be in Godzilla 2, and, you know, build up with King Kong versus Godzilla to a fight with King Ghidorah, maybe King Kong and Godzilla fight King Ghidorah, something like that. It's just really hard to kind of get a grasp of how these movies should go, because there's so many ways they can go, but, you know what I mean? You want to have a good story. You don't want to just have a ton of monster fights. You don't want to end up like Godzilla versus Ghidorah. You want it to be destroy all monsters. You want it to be Godzilla. You know, I want to say 2000, but I haven't seen 2000 in so many years. I gotta rewatch King Kong versus Godzilla too. But you know what I mean? Work up to all these monster fights. You know, and maybe get out some more monster material, because, you know, it'd be kind of difficult to just have Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla versus Rodan, Godzilla versus Kong, then work up to, like, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, or, you know, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, something like that. But that's kind of how I was going for, what I was going for. But I really hope to see what happens with these. I really would like the idea that Rodan and the Mutos are like the next generation of these animals, you know, something like that, and they hatch out for this predator-prey mentality, you know, like the Mutos. You know, the Mutos were inside that other Godzilla. I forget the name of it. I think it was Leo or something like that was the name of that fossil of that Godzilla one, that Godzilla, you know, creature. You know, and they come out, and then Godzilla, being the ultimate predator, comes up and restores the balance by destroying the Mutos, and then Rodan comes into existence and senses Mothra, and Mothra, sensing that all these other creatures come into existence, hatches, and then Rodan and Mothra beat it out, and then Godzilla comes up for, you know, to settle all this, and then King Ghidorah either being on Earth. I really hope they don't do the whole on Earth thing, because, you know, the only really way you could explain that is if he's somewhere underground or something like that. You know, he just rises out, you know, King Ghidorah, you know, something like that. I'd really like to see, you know, maybe they humans discover him in space or something like that, and, you know, it works its way to King Ghidorah coming on his way. That'd be so cool. I can't wait to hear more about this. But what do y'all guys think? What do you think of the stuff that I've labeled in this video? I'm going to be doing other MonsterVerse videos in the future as well. We're going to talk about the whole casting. Actually, we'll go ahead and do the casting right now. Hold on one second. The movie will be starring Ken Watanabe, returning as Dr. Serizawa, Sally Hawkins reprising her role, Vera Farmiga, Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown, Bradley Whitford, Thomas Middleditch, Charles Dance, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Aisha Hines, and Zhang Zi, I think is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But that's the full cast for the movie as well. And thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Check out my previous videos, the Jurassic Park bio, Jurassic Park Universe video, the previous Jurassic reading I worked so long doing last night. Cannot wait to do the Raptors series. Let's see, I think I did something else. Movie chat about Venom and Silver and Black coming in the MCU, as well as I also did a video today. As y'all may have heard, Otto, I think Weinberg, I forgot his name right now, but the guy that was held in North Korea died, and I'll say this, I try to keep politics out of the channel, most of the time, except for the Bill O'Reilly thing, which, I did, so, but, he did the stuff, I see that, and, I wanted to study it first, but, that was just my first impression. Bill O'Reilly, he's just a douchebag, and apparently that was well known around Fox that just came out. So I was surprised because I liked his show so much. But anyway, he's just a douchebag, find out. But, I try to keep politics out. But, this crap with what North Korea pulled, and I've been, on the offense of North Korea for just years now. Even when I was a kid, hearing the stuff that Kim Jong-un and his dad did, that always ticked me off even as a kid. So North Korea was always on one of the list of the things of politics I'm always on. But this crap, I remember when the news came out that he was arrested, and I thought, just why aren't they working on getting him out? All that, only to hear that finally got out, and you're hoping that he was okay. Then you hear he was roughed up so bad, and you're praying, you're hoping he's gonna get better. Then today, there's just shock that he's dead. What they did to him, they killed him. Basically. They gave him to us because, if he died over there, bad publicity already, but that's just double on, he died in their custody, So, I guess they thought that, well, let's ship him back to America, even if he's in a coma. And, they can't blame us if he died in America, bull crap. But I did a video today anyway, Chuck Norris sniper killing, those videos, those hilarious videos, but, that was more or less just something for me to vent on. So, check out that video if you enjoy it or not, that was just something to vent on, really, more or less. And I'm not for, I'm Christian. I'm not for killing anyone, but, frankly, I wouldn't even kill Kim Jong-un. I'd rather have him imprisoned, as a war criminal. Frankly, that would be preferably the best punishment for me. To me, I don't like it when someone who does bad things just to be killed outright. I'd rather them, suffer for what they've done to other people. That's just my perspective. Let him sit in a tiny jail cell. No Nintendo 64. I think I heard he had one of those. No more games for him. Just sitting down in a corner with a straitjacket. That sounds just about right. But anyway, guys, check out that video if you want. Just kind of a little rant on that. So, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. Keep his family in your prayers, hopefully this all comes out on top, and that, don't get me wrong, going to war would not be good for anyone, especially not America, but, North Korea is just such a threat at this moment, you just don't know what to do anymore, besides having to fight for not only, our people over there. They got 3 of our people, Americans, but, for what they're threatening to do to the rest of the world, and then what they do to their own people. So, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. Show support for his family. Hope you all liked the video. Remember to comment and subscribe, and hit that like button. And let's hit that 400 subscriber mark.